Hello everyone, and welcome back to Kayla's Kitchen. Today I have another literary tea review for you from Simpson Vail. And today's tea is their Maya Angelou blend from their literary tea collection. One of the things that really got me interested in the literary tea collection is that they have a box of like 10 sample packages, and I got that, and that's where I have this from. And I actually, when I made my cup of tea today, this finished off this bag, so there's a empty for the month of July. But on the front of the packaging, you can see there is a cage with a bird flying out of it and a book that's sort of like open on the front cover. I just have to say, the Simpson Vail like tins and just aesthetics on their packaging, all so beautiful. So beautiful. If anything else, buy it for the packaging. But this is a black tea blend. The ingredients in this tea are black teas from China and Sri Lanka, hibiscus flowers, orange peel, cloves, and flavors and orange blossoms. So I thought I'd pull up, normally the tins have like a little description on them, but since I only have the sample package, I thought I would pull up the description from the website. So this is what the website has to say. It says, poet, author, dancer, actor, singer, activist, teacher. Maya Angelou was a true Renaissance woman. Born Marguerite Johnson, Dr. Maya Angelou has inspired millions around the globe. Her honest, witty, insightful books and her uplifting poetry and prose give us a fresh way to look at the world around us. They say, creating a blend to honor Dr. Maya Angelou has been a nerve-wracking task. How do you honor the sun, the stars, the moon, the goddess? To create her blend, we looked back at the early writings of Dr. Angelou and found lots of lovely tasting clues in I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, and from the cookbooks she wrote in her later years. And then also on the Simpson Vail website, they go into more detail about why they chose each flavor, and I believe they do that for all the blends. They sort of talk about why they chose the flavors that they did. But if you want to read that, of course, everything will be linked below and you can check it out. But let's do a little sniff test. And again, there's no leaves in here, so I am just sniffing an empty bag, but it will still have the aroma of the tea. It smells, the cloves really come through. It smells spicy. It has like kind of a sweet smell to it as well. Yeah, but you're getting sort of that black tea kind of malty smell with the cloves and a little bit of sweetness. Yeah, it smells really good. So I decided to brew this as an iced tea because I thought with like, it has hibiscus and orange peel in it, so I thought that this would make a delicious iced blend, so that's what I did. That's really good. The orange peel definitely comes through more. It's a little bit sweet. It's not sweet, but it has like a little bit of sweetness in it. A little bit citrusy, and then in the back end you're sort of getting the maltiness from the tea. It's a little bit astringent, and then you're also getting the cloves in there. Yeah, it's pretty light. It's not super strong. I only steeped this for 3 minutes. Yeah, it's not super strong, but you're getting, the first thing that you're getting is a little bit of some citrusy sweetness, followed up by the sort of astringency mingled in with the cloves. Yeah, that's really good. It's actually really refreshing. Yeah. I thought that it would be good as an iced tea, which is of course why I made it as an iced tea, but it's much more, it's more refreshing than I thought it would be. I thought that the flavors would just lend themselves well to being iced, but it ends up being a very refreshing type of iced tea. I like that a lot. I might have to get a tin of this. And while I finish this up, let's talk a little bit more about Maya Angelou. She was born in 1928 and she lived until 2014, and I was reading that she had like over 50 honorary degrees conferred upon her, so that's really cool. And of course she has a doctorate as well. You heard in the Simpson Vail description they refer to her as Dr. Angelou. But she's an American poet and writer and known for her civil rights activism as well. She is most well known for her autobiographies. Her most famous work is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, which is the first of 7 autobiographies from her life. So it's like the first book she wrote 7 of them, it's a series of 7, and that's the first one in this series. And that's why on the cover of the front of the package, imagery that they chose was a bird flying out of a cage. And she's really well known in her autobiographies to having a really unique writing style within them, and that's why they were super popular. She was also an incredibly prolific poet, and she wrote many poems. She wrote and published many collections of poems, but probably her most famous one is Still I Rise, which I'll also have that linked below because it's a pretty short poem and it's super powerful. So if you have like 2 minutes to sit down and read a poem, read a poem. And then I also picked out, I like to pick out a quote from the authors. I don't know if I've necessarily always done this, but it's something that in the back of my mind I always like to do. And so I picked out a quote from her that I just thought was really fun and insightful. And she says, "My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style." And I just think that that is so beautiful, and like the Simpson Vail website says, it's witty and funny and but also very powerful. So that is this delicious Maya Angelou black tea from Simpson Vail. If you've ever tried this tea, let me know what your thoughts of it are in the comments down below. And if you haven't tried this tea, you should check it out on the Simpson Vail website. But that is all for this episode of Kayla's Kitchen. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe down below, and hit that notification bell so that you know every time that I post. I tend to post about once a week, but maybe a little bit more or a little bit less, depending on my mood. But if you hit the notification bell, then you'll know that every time that I post. But that is all that I have for you today, so thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy sipping.